too drunk for this shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'm hungry. I'm mad. Bro, let's go. Let's go.
That's it, yeah.
How you watching my live, won't click on it. I'm a butt on a rolling, no tick on it. They ain't tell you about real, got a kick on me. I just pray that my dog don't switch on me.
What's happening, Reset? It's gravitating away. And before we start on the video, I just want to say tap in, y'all. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, but keep coming back. And like I said, before I even go into the subject of what we're talking about, and trust me, this correlates with what we're saying, I want to be concise and to the point, y'all. Because N-word culture today glorifies poor money handling, racism is heightened, overuse exaggerated, sexism, where it's men versus the women so predominantly in this so-called N-word culture, abuse, drugs, that is, physical abuse, gangs, the memberships at an all-time high, poor parenting. How can the people who live in these conditions, right? Because if you're like me, you've gone through the same conditions, right? But how can those who have lived through these conditions or still in these conditions ever hope to rise out of them if they idolize bad habits?
Who's more racist, black people or white people? Black people. You know why? Because we hate black people too.
Because N-word culture idolizes everything that is wrong with it. How would they be able to provide for a future for their children if they don't raise them? How can someone be expected to be treated equally if they willingly, and please pay attention, if they willingly become those stereotypes? I repeat, if they willingly become those stereotypes. Ain't no white man holding a gun to your head, having you buck jiving out here like this, just straight jiving, buck wilding, whatever you want to call it. You're literally putting on that stereotypical throat, wearing it as a hat, and you're proud at it, might I add. Glorifying these habits only makes problems for everyone in this damn community. And there are two kinds of black people.
Hey, I love black people, but I hate niggas. Oh, I hate niggas. Boy, I wish they let me join the Ku Klux Klan. Shit, I do a drive-by from here to Brooklyn.
I will never apologize for that. No, I don't necessarily know how to fix all of these issues, but I think by pointing out how bad this type of culture is for society, we can start to improve on the lives of the poor and the unfortunate, the ones who really want to get the F out of this mess. But they're surrounded by some of you moon crickets, some of you niggas that refuse to change. Or maybe you can't change. Maybe you are destined to be the degenerate fool that the world makes fun of and liken you to the rest of us. Now, some might not like what I had to say, but that intro was much appropriate for what we're about to discuss. I think it's only right we start with the New York Post article because this story is running wild right now. And I remember seeing it earlier in the day, but you know, I was doing my job. I do got a career outside of this, but I'm listening to it and it resonated with me because I'm a twin. My twin brother is I Smoke Hip Hop. Shout out to him. The mother of my children is a twin. Twins always resonated with me. Anytime I've heard something happen to a twin, I sit down and I think about mine. Personally, I've known several twins that I've befriended who lost their better half. And to say the least, I couldn't imagine losing my twin brother. I mean, I don't care what happens in life. That will always have a profound effect on me. So I'm reading this article here, right? It says, twin who survived Park Slope stabbing desperately tried to protect sister after drunken man followed and then attacked them. So we continue with the article, and by the way, this happened in New York. It says the twin sister of a 19-year-old girl who was stabbed to death outside of Brooklyn Deli, i.e. bodega, after she allegedly rejected the advances of a man, has recounted how she tried to protect her sibling when the drunken man became enraged that she would not follow him back on Instagram. I mean, you can't make this up, people. You can't make this up. Mind you, a lot of you like throwing all of us so-called Negro people together. It's not all blacks, y'all. There's a certain segment of society that you deem as the moon cricket class, the Negroes, the degenerates, the unworthy, the ones that need to be put out like a bad roach problem in your house, and you got to cover it with a tent and smoke them out.
Hey, I love black people, but I hate niggas, bro. Oh, I hate niggas, boy.
That particular class is a growing class, and it's becoming a nuisance in this society. And when I say society, let me be honest with you. I understand it affects society at large in America, but it's a real problem for other black people. It's a problem for us who just want to live, go through trying to survive this system. We ain't trying to run up that white flag and raise it in the air and complain about racism. We just want to get to the next day. Survive, survive, survive. But you nigglets won't let us do that. So the article continues. Sanyia, and I hope I'm saying her name right. Sanyia or Sanyia, I'll go with Samyia Spain, and her sister Samyia had taken a break from a family game night and were walking to the Slope Natural Plus on 4th Ave in Park Slope with their brother. I didn't even know the brother was around. Damn. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry you had to go through that, bro. And they were walking with their brother around there around 2:20 a.m. Sunday, when a friend pointed out that someone was following Samyia. The surviving teen told the Daily News. I grabbed her phone and I was like, come with me, come with me. Sanyia said, I was like, why are you talking to that boy? She said, I don't want to talk to that boy. Sanyia said to get him off their backs. Samyia decided to give her Instagram handle to the man. And mind you, some women, I know some people I've seen in certain comment sections were like, you know, why even entertain foolishness? And you got to understand, some females, women, are put in a predicament where giving a number, whether that be fake or not, or an Instagram handle or whatever social media handle, sometimes it's a mechanism that clicks in so they could get the hell out of the way. I get it. Some women are just that uncomfortable that they rather take the time to give you something. It's like a roach repellent, because you got a lot of dudes out here, they don't have the full mental capacity to understand how to keep it pushing, how to handle rejection, because most men, no matter the race, actually handles rejection better than women. But this particular segment that I started off describing, these moon crickets, these degenerates, they don't know how to handle rejections. They're the same, category of subhumans that will react in such a way if you step on their shoes, even if you apologize. They want that smoke. They don't know anything other than to be what this so-called, because they like blaming it on the white man, they don't know how to be anything other than what the so-called white man has deemed them to be. And they carry that trope with pride. Back to the article. Samyia decided to give her Instagram handle to the man, who relatives told the Post the girls met earlier in the evening at a local club. She said she wasn't going to follow him back. She said, that's it. She said no at that point. She said the man became enraged. Let that sink in while we're reading this. He started to argue with the two teenagers and stormed out of the bodega, but came back just a few minutes later. Sanyia recounted, he pushed little Samyia, and they do look tiny, by the way. And then I pushed him, she said. And then everybody else started pushing him out the door. An employee at the store became involved and kicked the drunken man out of the store with his friends and locked the door behind them. See, right there, I'm sure it was and no offense, but I gotta keep it a buck. That guy had to have been Arab or more than likely Latin, and he wasn't thinking this thing could escalate. Now, mind you, he's thinking self-preservation probably. Let me protect me and mine, but nonetheless, that already, was a recipe for disaster. Just being real. He had a knife in his hand and was saying, "I'm gonna stab y'all in the face," Sanyia recounted. "I'm telling everyone to back up," and he pushed little Samyia to the ground. When the assailant started to run at Samyia with the knife in his hand, the girl's older brother intervened, punching him and sending the man to the ground. That's when the situation descended into an all-out brawl, Sanyia said. "As I was going to grab Samya's phone, he stabbed me in my arm. Samyia then asked him to give her the phone back, and he stabbed her." Oh my God. Oh my God. "And he stabbed her in the neck. She said, 'I'm about to faint.' Could y'all imagine? I've watched somebody pass losing such an amount of blood, by the way." Sanyia recalled again her sister saying, "I'm about to faint. As soon as she said, 'I'm about to faint,' I called 911. Police found Samyia with stab wounds to her chest and neck and rushed both twins to New York Presbyterian Brooklyn Methodist Hospital, where Samyia was later pronounced dead." I'm going to leave it right there. I'll have a link for the entire article. I mean, there's a lot of angles we could take this in, right? Because I've seen so many comments, people saying, "Hey, they shouldn't have resisted, just leave right then and there." It's always easier said than done unless you've ever been in that predicament. But I end it with this, and I mean it when I say this, man. You ninjas always gotta be the ones, man, that, you feel me, that put such a negative stain in the life of a lot of us. We just want to live. We just want to be regular Americans. We don't want no problems, man. We don't want no issues. We just want to live. We don't want to be seen just as former slaves, etc. We ain't saying forget the history, but we just want to live. And you moon crickets just keep bringing us down. And there's a lot of men like this. There's a lot of people like this, drunk or not, because I know a lot of y'all gonna make the excuses, "Well, he was drunk." Man, it's in some of y'all blood. It's in some of y'all blood. This shit is in some of y'all blood, man. So I don't want to hear it. I really, truly don't, man. I can't say any more because how I really feel, I can't go deep the way I want. But look, I'm a twin, so this resonated deep in me. But such a sad story. I would adhere that you guys check it out. And I'm hoping I could find a GoFundMe and have it on the video. If not, I'll have it on the link. And I don't know if they have a GoFundMe, but I'm definitely going to be researching that, because that brother and especially the twin sister of the deceased will be traumatized forever, y'all. There's no way that ends well. You could move on, yeah, but those images never go away. They never do. Night culture is just not for a lot of us. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate to bring it there, but night culture ain't for a lot of us. I heard the club was involved, and it's not fair that you shouldn't be able to have a good time, but just keep in mind, this is the foolishness that's out here, especially in these so-called urban communities that a lot of us grew up in, are still in, or understand what it's about. And when you pull the veil, the mask that's there that they would have you believe we're just these victimized people running out here, they always leave out we victimize one another like it's the easiest thing to do. Look, man, I'm gonna tap in with y'all, but I gotta go. I know I was real passionate with this one, but I really felt it, y'all. This was GA on Reset TV, and I hope y'all really checked this out and was listening. I'm gonna holla at y'all.